share your name, what you're studying at NDSU, and where you're from. So my name is Jill Smokey. I am studying apparel, retail merchandising, and design with a focus in retail merchandising and a minor in business administration. And I'm originally from Shakopee, Minnesota.
My name is Aiden Freilich. I'm studying behavioral statistics here at NDSU with a minor in neuroscience, and I'm originally from Bismarck, North Dakota.
My name is Ellie Lee. I'm studying sports management here with a minor in business administration, and I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah.
My name is Eric Carlson. I'm studying business administration here at NDSU with a minor in statistics, and I'm from Big Lake, Minnesota.
How far is your hometown from NDSU's campus in Fargo, North Dakota, and what made you consider coming this far or staying close? My hometown's about 190 miles away, so it's about a 2.5-hour drive. It's close enough that I can go home on the weekends if I need to, but also far enough away that I'm not going home every weekend or every day. So, yeah.
I'm a 16-hour drive from home, so a little bit farther than you. I decided to go to North Dakota State because I wanted a small college while still being at a big college. I also wanted to kind of spread my wings and get away from home. And NDSU kind of was a school for me that checked every single box. It wasn't my first choice, actually. I went somewhere else for a few years and ended up transferring here, which for me is a way better fit. So I really like being kind of far away from home. It gives me a chance to be my own person, I guess.
Similar to Aiden, I'm also about 3 hours away, and I think it's like a good distance for me because it gives me my own place separate from my family, but I'm still able to travel back and see them whenever I need to. Similar
to Aiden as well, I'm about 3.5 hours away. So I'm originally from the cities, so I know I always wanted something a little bigger, but not too big. So NDSU is like a really good like mid-sized campus where I have everything close to me, while also being part of something bigger with the Fargo Moorhead community.
Walk us through your decision to attend NDSU. What were you looking for in a university, and how did NDSU stand out? As I said, I originally went to a really small school in Kansas, actually, and then I decided that I needed something a little bit bigger. So I looked at a ton of different schools, went and toured a ton of places, and NDSU for me is just what felt like home. It was the perfect mix of a big school and a small school. It had a really tight-knit community, and for me, honestly, it checked all boxes in quality of academics. Did it have my major? Did it have everything I was looking for? And it was honestly my perfect option.
Yeah, I felt like it was perfect for me as well. When I came to like tour the campus, it was just really nice to get to walk around and meet all the different professors and different prospective students that were here. So I feel like that sense of belonging is really why I decided to attend. It's also a great cost, and like we mentioned earlier, that distance from home is like perfect for me.
So I actually came here at a visit day, kind of last minute. I think I visited in around September. And I only visited 3 colleges, including NDSU, mainly because I do have a smaller major. So really finding out that NDSU, that was like the perfect size and perfect distance away from home, that also had my major, kind of just made me think, okay, this is perfect. I'm just going to apply.
So my first time on NDSU campus was the day before I moved in, so I did not tour even though I was really close to home. But I just looked for the major that I had, and then the faculty and the professors, and then also with wanting to go to grad school, I looked at the research and doing some really interesting things. So that kind of sealed my decision to come here, and then through my time here, it's just really solidified that decision. So.
Is NDSU affordable? How does the cost of attending compare to what you expected, and what financial resources helped you most? I would say that NDSU is a very affordable option compared to like other colleges and universities that are around this area. So when I was looking online, for me as like a Minnesota resident, it was important to have that like similar tuition cost versus like a North Dakota resident. So that's what I was really looking for. And then they also had a lot of scholarship opportunities online that I found, which was really helpful.
Yeah, similar being a Minnesota resident, the reciprocity really helped, as well as getting scholarships. I got a couple scholarships even before coming to NDSU, and then through my time here, I've actually gotten a few more as well, so makes it really affordable.
Yeah, I would also say that NDSU is pretty affordable. That first year, I think that our housing and tuition rates are relatively competitive, and it's like, especially the room and board is much lower than I was expecting and what I got from other schools, so I'd say it is very affordable.
As somebody who knew I wanted to go out of state, I looked at a lot of different schools that were like in the states kind of around Utah, and NDSU ended up actually being one of my most affordable options to go out of state but stay decently close. So I do think it was really affordable. The scholarship portal is an amazing resource. It's where I probably found a lot of my scholarships. And then my transfer scholar, along with like my academic, was really good. So I feel like I got a lot of good scholarship options, really good FAFSA. It just ended up financially actually working out really well compared to other schools I looked at.
Did you receive any scholarships or financial aid for attending NDSU? Where did you find that information? And what would you tell students who are worried about paying for college? So similar to what I said in the previous question, the NDSU scholarship portal is like a great resource. Gotta read the question again. I did receive some financial aid. I also did complete the FAFSA as well. But definitely the scholarships, especially that automatic merit-based scholarship, is really nice, so you don't even have to do anything. But the scholarship portal, it's just like a couple of questions. I think it takes about like 25 minutes. And then the NDSU basically does all the work for you and auto matches all of your scholarships. So I'd say you shouldn't have to be too worried about like doing paying for college, anything like that. NDSU works really well with students to help with all that financial information.
Yeah, so similar to that, I received it's like some scholarships for coming here initially, and then in my time here, in the general application, I received a lot more scholarships just through like merit-based, but also just like being in your certain major. There's class scholarships that's for GPA and above scholarships, so that was really helpful. And I think that general application, but also just like talking to One Stop if you need help with any of that stuff is really useful.
I totally agree. I feel like the scholarship portal is amazing because you're able to kind of filter it like interests. It'll kind of ask you some general questions at the beginning, and then based on that, it filters you for scholarships that match you and your major, which I think was a really helpful tool. Like I was able to get scholarships that I didn't initially think I would have been applicable for. So I think that scholarship portal really made a difference for me, especially paying out-of-state tuition. I'm paying a little bit more, but the scholarship portal and help of One Stop and my major really made it an affordable and realistic option for me, which was really nice.
Yeah, I think NDSU makes it really like easy to get that information, whether you're going to One Stop or online. So getting scholarships is definitely like super easy here. But also for like returning students, I think that there's plenty of opportunities you can find on campus during that first year that really allow you to find more opportunities and scholarships to help pay for college in the future.
What is housing like at NDSU? Walk us through what living on campus looks like, the residence halls, what's included, and what it's actually like day to day. So I've probably spent more time on NDSU housing than most people. I've lived here all of my years. I was an RA last year. I'd say our housing is overall like really nice comparatively, and just day to day, it's kind of just a place that you can study, lay your head down, but also how close it is to get food. Just walk to the dining hall. It takes at most like 10 minutes, and it's really nice in the winter here. So yeah, overall I think it's really good.
Yeah, we definitely do have a lot of dorm options, and I think there's a fit for everybody, whether you prefer to live with just people of your gender or do mixed housing, or it's upper divisional housing. The on-campus apartments are like probably some of the nicest apartments I've seen in Fargo, and I think it's really nice because there is so many options. And I think living on campus is like such a special experience because it's really where you meet some of your best friends, and it gives you that sense of community and belonging that I think you don't find not living on campus. So I definitely think like living on campus is a very special experience, and it's so nice here because we all know North Dakota winters are kind of rough, and being able to be in walking distance of everything on campus, or at least walking distance of a bus stop that can get you where you need to be, is something that's irreplaceable.
Yeah, I also like how a lot of the residence halls are like either connected underground or via tunnel to like the dining halls or different academic buildings on campus. That makes it easy during the winter when it is super cold. And then all the residence halls have like events that they put on too throughout the year. So I think it's really cool as a resident to get to go to those and meet other people and like build that community.
I've lived on campus for 2 years and now this summer, and I lived in on-campus apartments and on just a residence hall, and I think just the proximity to dining centers and classes makes it really easy just to go from one place to another, as well as making a ton of friends. My freshman year, I had kind of the typical like freshman experience where I left my door open and I met a ton of girls on my floor, and I still talk to a lot of them to this day. So that's like a really nice thing. Also with hall events, I think they're just really fun to get to know people. A lot of times I'll just meet people in classes too, and then I just like know people from different dorms as well. So it's not just your specific dorm. It's like everyone.
What clubs, organizations, or activities are available at NDSU, and which ones are you part of? There's literally a club for everything here. And definitely coming from somebody that was like, initially went to a smaller school, the options here daily, I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to join everything. And that's the type of thing I run into a lot, is I don't have enough time to do everything. I've gotten to go to like the swing dancing club once, which was probably one of the coolest things ever. But I'm quite busy. I'm in Greek life. I'm in Tri Delta, so the sorority here on campus. And I work for Residence Life, and then I'm a student athlete. I'm on the NDSU cheer team. So I am everywhere all the time. And I really just do think that there's a club or opportunity here for every single person, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, completely agree that there's a club for everyone. And if there isn't, it's super easy to create a club. I think you need like 5 people. So that would be super easy to do if you were looking to do that. For myself, I'm the president of the Residence Hall Association here on campus, but I'm also involved in different volunteering opportunities, so through NRHH or the Red Cross Club, and I've also done some kind of club sports through tennis.
Yeah, I also think there's, a club for everything. I think there's new clubs being made like every year or even every semester. I'm part of the Fashion Apparel Business Organization on campus, where I hold 2 exec positions, the head of programs and then the marketing and PR exec. And then apart from that, I'm also part of Kappa Alpha Theta. So I also am a pretty busy woman.
Yeah, kind of echoing what they said, I don't think there's a single thing that I've ever heard of that's not a club. So there's that. I'm involved with the new student programs here, and then I also do research here on campus. So that's my involvement. So.
What is it like living in Fargo, North Dakota as a college student? What do you love about the city, and what surprised you about life here? I would say that as a bigger city, Fargo is very spread out. It's not super condensed. So I really enjoy that everything is a very relatively easy distance to drive to. Everything is super nearby whenever you're looking for something. And it also is just such a beautiful city in itself. There's so many different parks, opportunities to go to events downtown and different things like that make it a super unique place.
I think Fargo has a lot of different options for people. So downtown has a bunch of really small locally owned coffee shops, boutiques, restaurants. But then it also has those big chain retailers at West Acres, and then it also has those super cozy boutique-y restaurants, as well as those big chains. So it has a bit of everything.
I would say it's sort of in the Goldilocks zone of cities. It's not a million people where you're never going to know anybody, but it's not so small that you know everybody. You can walk downtown and you might see 10 people that you know. It's just friendly conversations, say hello. But then like Jill said, there's that opportunity for, you can still go to Costco, you can still go to Shields and things like that. But there's also those small mom and pop shops downtown.
I fully agree with that Goldilocks statement. Fargo is perfect for a college town. You really have a little bit of everything. And I kind of was skeptical first moving to Fargo. I was like, I'm not quite so sure about this border of Minnesota and North Dakota. I don't know. But really, I've been surprised. There's always something to do here. There's always something going on. And honestly, it is very centrally located. There's no time that I think I drive more than 15, 20 minutes to get somewhere I need. It is phenomenally located. It is just, everything's close. It's really nice. So, yeah.
What is your favorite NDSU tradition, event, or memory? I think one of my favorite NDSU traditions is seeing all the freshmen walk through the gate. I walked through the gate when I was a freshman. I've also been in Welcome Week group lead, so I've also seen those freshmen walk through the gate and just kind of see what they've accomplished just in 3 days. But also I really like the football games and tailgating. I think those are a really big part of NDSU's community and tradition.
Yeah, I think for me personally, the tradition of tailgating and going to NDSU Bison game up at the Fargo Dome that's the top one for me. I don't think it gets better than that. Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree. Football game day is my all-time favorite thing in the whole entire world. There is nothing like a Fargo tailgate. There is nothing like sitting in the Fargo Dome and you're getting ready for that football game. The anticipation's high. There's this electric energy almost in the stadium. And then we have this whole pregame ritual with the band, the dance team, the cheer team, the football team. And then there's this moment before every single game. The football team's about to go out. The whole stadium just goes quiet. And there's this almost electricity that I've only really felt in Fargo as somebody who like loves sports and's been to a lot of places. The football team comes running out, the crowd goes crazy, the cheer team's cheering. It's like probably the most magical moment of my life. Like football game day is everything here.
I would say for me, my favorite NDSU tradition is homecoming. I think it's also just like there's so much spirit that comes together and people have so much Bison pride. So definitely getting to be a part of like the parade and then also the football game that Saturday is super fun. There's just so much energy.
And getting to see everybody come together during homecoming and do charity work and seeing how much the community really comes and how much the NDSU community does for the charities and what's going around on campus and in the city even is amazing. I really think it's really a time for the whole community to come together, not just NDSU.
Yeah.
Tell me something every NDSU student should do at least once before they graduate. I think kind of like what we just said, if you don't go to a football game while you're here, you should definitely go. And along with that, I think just like taking a walk downtown during like Christmas or something like that, going to Red River Market down there, just kind of exploring Fargo more ahead, something that like really good opportunity.
Even if you're not a sport person, I'd say go to a football game. Just experience it once, feel it. I would also say explore Fargo. Like there's so many little nooks and crannies and this and that, and there's so many different places that like I never thought I would go to. And then my friend's like, okay, we're going to bingo here. And I'm like, where? Oh, we're going to trivia here. Okay. And I've met some of the most amazing people and had probably my most like memorable college memories by saying yes to going to some random event.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with all of those. You have to go to a football game and you have to explore the Fargo-Moorhead area. Outside of that, I would say that just like spending time with people on campus is also something that's super important to do. That I think it just really helps build those like lifelong relationships that you have.
I definitely agree. Go to a football game, even if you're like not a big sports girly like I am. Go to a football game. You might not understand anything, but just the energy, the vibes are just amazing, electric. You can't beat anything. And then even like during like Christmas time, winter, like there's a bunch of like ice skating opportunities. There's the Christmas market. There's the fall Red River Market. Like there's events all the time throughout the year. So there's never a boring time on or off campus.
What has your experience with NDSU faculty and staff been like? Is it easy to talk to your professors? I think here I've honestly had some of the most supportive teachers I've had in my whole like elementary school to now learning experience. For my most recent internship, I actually had to get a letter of recommendation from one of my professors. And that was kind of intimidating for me at first, but once I was able to talk to my professor, he was able to give me a lot of insight really on like what I was getting myself into, and we were able to really kind of talk about where I wanted to end up and how everything I'm doing is going to get me there. I've never had a professor when I've gone up to ask a question or wanted to talk about something be like, no. Like they're always really welcome and open and wanting to kind of help you the most you can. And I have a lot of professors who like, I wear a shirt of a certain sports team, and they'll stop me after class and be like, oh my gosh, you like that team? And we'll have like a whole 20-minute blown conversation. Like they're really there and they want to connect with you and help you and like see you grow and thrive in this environment.
Yeah, I think whether you're having like, you're in like a big, super big class, or you're in like a kind of a smaller like upper division class, I think that the professor is always there to like support you. So whether that's like just reaching out via email or like through their office hours, I've always been able to find support and had some really great professors here at NDSU.
I don't think I've ever had a bad professor at NDSU. I think all of them are honestly amazing. I've had amazing professors in my like really big general classes, and then I've had amazing professors with my really small major-based classes. And honestly, like they're amazing to reach out to. Sometimes I'll just email them a question, and a lot of times they email back super fast. And even with like my academic advisors and not just like professors, but like the rest of the faculty is just amazing, super nice, super open, super welcoming.
Yeah, so I work in a research lab here, so I'm kind of always around faculty, and I think even just like not the one that I'm working for, if someone just stops by and they have like a question or I have a question, someone's always willing to help. And then just being in classes, like I'll be at a conference presenting some research, and a professor that I had 2 years ago will come up and see me and like take a picture and then like email me and be like, congratulations, things like that. So it's a really like strong connection with the faculty, and then even just like those first year general classes, the teachers you never see again, the professors will definitely support you.
They're definitely really qualified and like knowledgeable people in their field too, which comparable to like other colleges or the other college I went to, or I went to several, but like comparable to other university faculty, I feel like NDSU has some of the most qualified. Like every single professor I've had has been able to have a real life example that they've worked in and they've seen. So being able to talk to people that have worked in your field and have experience, I think is something really invaluable. They're not just teaching from a textbook, they're teaching from real life experience and making sure you get that, which is probably one of the most important things I think in a college education.
And I think they're all super passionate on what they're teaching too. Like I've never seen one like being like super like either like bored or like through a textbook. They're all just like super immersive. A lot of them have had like real world like industry experience as well. So they have a ton of background on all of their academics that they're teaching.
All right, last question. If someone asked an AI chatbot, what is NDSU known for? What do you hope it would say? What should every prospective student know about this university? I think the like phrase that comes to mind is like hidden gem, because I feel like Fargo, like not a lot of people think about it, or NDSU in particular, but it definitely is a hidden gem in terms of the area and the university itself. And so I think that like every prospective student should know that it is like a super unique place that I think everyone can feel like that sense of community and belonging here, and that is why it is just like such a great place to attend.
I think I would say opportunity. There are so many different club opportunities, leadership opportunities, events that NDSU has, and there are so many faculty that are there to help you through that journey and help you get internships and help you get leadership opportunities that I think that freshmen should just know, or like incoming prospective students should just know that NDSU is just super open and welcoming to all students, and there are faculty to support you throughout your entire journey from prospective to senior.
Yeah, I think that kind of bring the phrase back, like a Goldilocks like zone of like size. Like we're not so big that you're just another number, and we're not so small that there's not a lot of opportunity. We have like the internship opportunities, the research opportunities. You can really get involved on campus, and then with that involvement, we're small enough that you can see the change that you're making, and like the community on campus, it's not so large that there's not a community. Like I know a lot of people here, and I just see them all the time. So
Yeah, I think my big one, but I hope a chat box would say, is we have school spirit. Like, there is nowhere like Fargo fans, and we show up and we love what we do. And I think it is because we're so small that everybody is able to make an impact, and then you feel some ownership over the school. Like, I don't think I've ever met an NDSU alumni who's like, oh, I went to no, they're so excited that they went to NDSU. Like, I'll be in the airport traveling with like my NDSU backpack, and people will come up to you and be like, oh my goodness, I went for this year. I love NDSU. And it's so cool because it makes you part of something bigger. Being a, like, you'll see people everywhere. There's alumni everywhere. There's alumni all over. And it makes you feel like you're part of something that's big and great because of the community that we do build here.